High Energy City. Oh my gosh, forgot to turn on the light too? We're fucking up tonight, kids. And now a look at tonight's blazing knockout moment brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Paul, take us through Jared Gordon's moment. Man, I missed this entire card. Like literally this entire card. Like, what the fudge, man? We've been through the darkest days. It's funny. Yeah, you boys singing up in this bitch. What the fuck you gotta say about it? What the fuck you gotta say about it? No. Let me fix this camera though. Standing in his way is Gilbert Burns, a battle-tested warrior who shared the octagon with the best. He's heard the whispers, gatekeeper, past his prime, and he's here to shut them down. One man fighting to survive, never to remind you. What's good, people? Welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kicking. It's your host, Bano, back at it with a live episode. We are live streaming Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales because it is actually a big welterweight matchup. I'm just super tired of the Apex matchups. I'm just going to get that out of the way real quick. But it's a good matchup. It's a fun matchup. And it's honestly something that we need to see to know where, one, Gilbert Burns still stands in the division, and two, how legit is Michael Morales? My answer is very legit. I think this kid's the truth. You know, it's tough because sometimes you see a lot of these prospects, you see future champion. I don't see that with him yet. I see future problem, though. You know, somebody who causes a difficult fight to anybody. Maybe the future Gilbert Burns of this division type of thing. Someone who is just difficult to beat. The only thing is he's starting off like really, really good. He is starting off his career to a great run. So it's very interesting to see what he can do tonight. Putting on for Ecuador. Good for him. I don't know if there's really any other like big Ecuadorian fighters. You know I'm kidding. Shout out to my boy Chito. Chito Vera. See, Gilbert is actually a dog. So that's the thing. You can't count somebody like Gilbert Burns out. Gilbert is an absolute dog. He can come out in this fight tonight showing everybody why he is in the position that he's been in for so long. I mean, the thing about Gilbert is you put him up against a challenge where he's being extremely doubted. My man's is going to turn around. He's going to do his thing. And he's a massive underdog in this fight. I mean, he's still the only person in the UFC to give Khamzat Chimaev a difficult fight. Who else has Khamzat fought that Khamzat has given a difficult fight, or that he has had to have a difficult fight against? Like he hasn't had to fucking battle back against nobody. He goes in there and he gets quick finishes. So to see what Gilbert Burns did to Khamzat and did against Khamzat, huge. Huge. Shows how good the man is. And I'm very interested in this fight. I can't even lie. The boy got too much stuff on his desk, yo. That's her right there. If you guys are ever wondering what all that stuff is lined up right by the light, bunch of MMA stickers. Dope ass MMA stickers. Coming out to that. Them bangers. Y'all can see why I don't go out in public much. The best is yet to come to Michael Morales, but this is definitely his biggest test yet. Biggest test to date. He needs to win this fight to. No, that's what you're saying, Mike. We know what you're saying, Mike. Don't try to fake it. Don't try to fake it. We know what you're trying to say. You know when somebody's over the hills. Oh, you thought he wasn't gonna have an episode without a joint watch? Oh, damn man. Combat and kick it for a reason. It's crazy. I got one person watching. You know who that one person is? Me on this laptop. Again. It's all good. Porra! It is so crazy how the fight game really works when you sit back and think about it. There was a point in time we were watching Kamaru Usman defend his welterweight championship against Gilbert Burns in the Apex. Actually, it might not even have been at Apex. It was probably on Fight Island. But either way, Usman had to defend his belt against Burns. And now both Usman and Burns are both defending their position in the welterweight division right now. That's crazy. Because you got Usman going up against Joaquin Buckley. And that's going to be a tough fight. It really is. Especially knowing Usman with the way that Usman's knees have been these past years. It's not going to be an easy fight for him. But Joaquin Buckley can go out there and actually put on a really good performance if he's smart. He's got to be smart, though. Can't go in there trying to do any extra shit. Just go out there, focus on getting the win, focus on getting the finish, and he can get it done. Same thing that Michael Morales has to do. Don't do anything stupid and try to get this done early because Gilbert Burns, he's been in there in moments like this many a times. He's not going to crumble under the pressure, but you can crumble him under pressure. I know that makes no sense, but it does make sense. When I say he's not going to crumble under the pressure, I mean he's not going to crumble under the pressure of the moment of being in that position of possibly having to go in the fourth and fifth round and having to pull out a win some way, somehow. It's not that pressure that beats him. Actual physical pressure can beat him. You have to gas a guy like Gilbert Burns out. Because if you got Gilbert in there being the best version of Gilbert, you're chalked. I mean, he's in good shape. He's in great shape. He's not that old realistically, you know, but he is in the position of a gatekeeper. We need to stop using gatekeeper as a disrespectful term, though. We can't use gatekeeper as a disrespectful term because simply a gatekeeper isn't always a guy who sucks, isn't a guy who's trash. You're a gatekeeper because you were a guy that got to that position, but unfortunately just couldn't fully get there. But the fact that you can even get to the top five and gatekeep for a top five of a division in the UFC is pretty damn good. Fucking 13 years in age difference. 8-inch reach difference from Michael Morales. Oh, Jesus. It's Joe Martinez. No. No, I'm kidding. Joe ain't that bad. He rough. He a little rough. Oh, Sal D'Amato. If you are ready. Minus 320 favorite. See, the type of shit that Burns can do, though, Burns can sneakily catch you with something that might catch you off guard and able to proceed to just change the course of the fight. Not necessarily get a finish or get the win, but he could change the course of the fight. He's always dangerous. But I think Gilbert's about to get knocked out. Nothing worse than seeing the young guard come through and start beating all the guys that you watched. But you can't be biased, and you just have to be in true realization. Like, the old guard always gets lapped. Always. If Michael Morales takes out Gilbert Burns today, in 5-6 years, someone takes out Michael. Yeah, not 5-6 years. 10 years from now, someone takes out Michael Morales when he's one of the top guys or formerly one of the top guys. Like it's the cycle, man. That's just how it goes. It's part of the game. See what Morales does. He's looking very stalky. Like he wants to stalk, and Gilbert's doing his typical movement. He's moving a lot, bouncing around. Both sizing each other up a little bit. Oh, nice leg kick by Gilbert. Nice kick by Morales. So, both men trading right kicks. Ooh, Burns rushes in, misses the right hand. Oh, Morales throws a little check right over the hand. And he's shaking the right hand. That's interesting. He's trying to like maybe cause some sort of distraction with the handshake. Head kick missed by Gilbert. Gilbert threw that bitch though. The thing is too with Burns is Burns doesn't make many changes when he comes into his fights. Style is the same. Oh, and he get caught with a right hand. Oh, Morales kept it tight. See, Gilbert's throwing everything looping, and Morales is staying real tight with his shots. I don't think Gilbert Burns is gonna shoot. Why would you shoot? I feel like this is the type of dude you shoot on. You make a mistake when you shoot and you get tagged up, going to sleep. Checked leg kick by Gilbert. See, Gilbert's just going in with that lunge forward, head down, trying to come over the top. Oh, and he gets caught with an uppercut. Oh, nice left hook by Burns. There's the double leg. Oh, and he gets him. Ooh, can't hold him down. Wait, wow. Morales got right back up. Right back up. Fighting the hands off. Trying to get him off. Gilbert goes for the trip. Misses the trip. This actually is genius for Burns. Because if he does just try to keep him up in against the he's getting caught with shots though, man. Gilbert's always getting tagged with another right. Oh, Gilbert's hurt. Oh, it's over with. It's over with. Down already. First round. Oh, Burns fighting off. He might not be hurt, but it just might be a flurry of shots right now. It's tough for him to defend. He's out. It's over with. Michael Morales with a first round finish like it was nothing. Gilbert. Whoa, dude. Damn, Gilbert got flushed and that was it. Got caught with the one shot early. Ended up getting caught with the uppercut. That uppercut definitely damaged him. And damn, Michael Morales flurried on him. But that's how you finish a fight. That is how you will finish a fight. You don't wobble somebody. You don't hurt somebody and continue to wait and wait and wait and wait and try to pick the next shot. You go for the finish. And he went for the finish. Good shit. Make ya. That accuracy was there too. Jeez, was he landing them shots clean. I mean, he's going to be a potential fighter for sure in the top of that division, but you just got to give him a couple more, see what he's got. But that's a huge win. That's a huge win to really jumpstart the career. Would not be surprised if you see Gilbert take the gloves off and put him down just because of the severity of that loss. That was rough. The crazy thing, I was gonna come through, do a review. I thought the card was gonna be a little bit longer. I didn't know I was catching the straight end of it, the last fight. So I didn't get to see anything else. I was at work for the prelims and basically got off right when the card started. Didn't get a chance to get up here and get set up until the main event. And damn, that was a quick main event. We didn't even get to sit up here for a while. So might as well just go through the review. Damn, what's next for Michael Morales? Realistically, you got to look at the division a little bit. You gotta scour through the welterweight division to see who is making the most sense for him, who is somebody that is going to elevate him now, that is also still somewhat current, right? You know what I'm saying? Like Gilbert, obviously on the older side, being considered a gatekeeper and stuff like that. You got to put him up against somebody. Michael Morales versus Carlos Prates. Fuck it. Welterweight's becoming an exciting division. It's becoming an exciting division, kids. Why? Strikers. I respect the wrestling. I respect wrestlers. I respect the art. I respect all of it. But when it comes down to it, depending on how you use the art, it tends to be boring in this setting. And what you do is you stall out a division by fucking taking 5-round wins, by taking somebody down. Jack Della Maddalena got the win against Bilal. And it's about to shift now. You're going to see much more exciting fights for the belt. Win, lose, or draw for Jack Della Maddalena. The fights are going to be exciting. That fight, he made Bilal fight. That was a decent fight. It wasn't one of the typical boring Bilal fights. It actually had some excitement to it. So that's what you have to pay attention to, is now you are going to get this from this division where we've never really had anything crazy like this in the division since Robbie Lawler. Not crazy, but like where it was an excitement. GSP had an excitement to a different level until he just started beating everybody. And he just beat everybody. Right? And he beat everybody the same way. And if we're being real, George was slightly boring. He just dominated. He was very difficult to beat. Very difficult to even challenge until some of the later fights in his career. He was a very, very good fighter. Right? So like there's nothing to disrespect when it comes to George St. Pierre, but the facts are facts that his fights had some boring action to him. So Robbie Lawler was the most exciting welterweight champion in terms of actually putting on exciting fights that will put a casual fan in the seat. Greatest welterweight champion of all time, obviously George St. Pierre. He's the greatest fighter of all time. But Robbie Lawler was the most exciting champion at 170. Tyron Woodley was the most Tyron Woodley is now the most forgetful champion. And that sucks to say, because dude seemed like he has so much potential to be a GOAT. I mean, when you looked at him and the way he was winning and the people he was beating, you're sitting back thinking like, who's gonna beat Tyron Woodley? Like who in that division at that time was gonna beat Tyron Woodley? That man went in there in the first fight against Robbie Lawler, knocked him out with an overhand right hand, sent him to the shadow realm, and I thought that was it for Robbie's career. It wasn't, but I thought that was gonna be it. And you sit back and you look at that like, damn, who's gonna beat this dude? Right? You would think that I thought that every Tyron Woodley fight was gonna look like that. I thought they were all gonna be dominant KOs, nasty, quick, explosive. And that would be it. And it just wasn't. It just wasn't, right? He had the couple good fights with Wonder Boy. He had that bore fest against Damian Maia, and I mean bore fest against Damian Maia. Went out there, lost to Usman. I don't know what other defenses. I think he just had 3 defenses, right? It was RDA and the 2 Wonder Boy defenses. If I'm missing somebody, please remind me, because I can't fully think if he had any other defenses, but nothing exciting. The man wanted a big money fight, never got a big money fight because he was never exciting enough to put on a big money fight. Right? Tyron Woodley was a very talented, very skilled dude who cracked hard, had good wrestling, but is has become the most forgetful champion because of the amount of potential that went unfulfilled. That's pretty much what it is for him. His potential is just unfulfilled. I think he focused on everything that was going on around him, everything on the outside. He would point his fingers at anybody to blame. It just didn't seem like he had the focus on what he needed to focus on, and I think that caused him to take some of the L's, and it was a rough downfall from there. From the first L on, it was a tough downfall from there. When Usman beat him, I said, "Oh great, division's about to be even more boring now." And then he had that fight with Colby, and I'm like, "Oh shit, holy cow, that was an exciting ass fight. That was a good fight, right?" Then he had that fight with Burns. It was a good fight. Like, oh my gosh, Usman's actually going out putting on exciting fights because he's supposed to be going in there wrestling guys. And what's realistically happening is he's going out there going to be wrestling, but these guys are forcing him to stand up a little bit longer than just being able to shoot and get him down. And he made fights exciting. Him and Colby both times were good fights. Him and Gilbert were a good fight. Him and Tyron Woodley was a decent fight. It was very high volume on Usman's end. Let's see, who else did Usman beat? Obviously, Jorge. The nasty knockout against Jorge. Highlight KO. No one did anything like that to Jorge Masvidal ever. And Kamaru Usman went out there and did that in front of Jorge's home crowd. Would have never expected that. Would have never predicted that. So he had an exciting factor to him too. So there was an exciting factor for Usman. And then you have um, Leon, who probably could go down in history as the most boring welterweight champion ever. Had the most explosive, dopest, coolest knockout to ever win a UFC championship with 55 seconds left of the last round when you are down the entire fight. Haven't had any success since the first round. Throws up a head kick that was beautifully timed, beautifully placed. It wasn't a fluke head kick. It was well done. It was very perfectly well done. It just landed at the perfect time. And proceeds to have a boring second fight with Usman, a boring fight with Colby, and then loses to Bilal. Bilal loses first defense. Now we're on to Jack Della Maddalena. And obviously, we go back to the days of Matt Hughes. Talk about a different type of exciting. I wasn't really like full fledged watching Matt Hughes in his prime, so like I can't tell what his like excitement level as a fan was. And even if I did see any, I was so young that like I was excited to watch any fight. You know what I mean? Like it didn't matter what. It was just like it was cool to watch the fights. You know, I just wanted to watch the fights, so it didn't really matter. But Matt Hughes is definitely going to be on there too. It's hard to not put him on there. Then you talk about guys who got close to getting the belt but never actually got the belt, that had the welterweight division looking exciting, like Rory. Prime Rory was a dominant dude. He was whooping everybody's ass. So you had Prime Rory, you had Prime Carlos Condit, Prime Dan Hardy, obviously like I said, Prime Robbie Lawler, Prime Nick Diaz. You know, like BJ Penn, BJ back in the day, absolute savage. You had savages, right? BJ made it to the belt, right? He became a champion and everything like that, but still. But it seems like we are starting to get a run of more exciting fighters at the welterweight division.
and you have a shakeup at the welterweight division, and you have a lot of guys growing the ranks in the welterweight division. So when that happens, you continuously get good fights between these guys in their primes. So I'm all with that. I'm all with that. What else? What else? I mean, it is so crazy that the summer went from being like unannounced to just absolutely stacked. Like the summertime is stacked. Stacked. Buckley and Usman. We got Marab and Sean O'Malley. We got freaking Dustin and Max Holloway. We got Charles and Ilya. Jack Della Maddalena. Or no, well, we already had that. I mean, Dricus Duplessis, another three name. We got Dricus Duplessis versus Hamzat Chimaev. I mean, this summertime. Don't bother me. Because I'm going to be watching fights and I'm going to be breaking shit down. Talking about fights. Getting deep into it because there's going to be a lot of stuff to discuss. Let me tell you. Let, let me tell you. Let me tell you. There's Anthony. I can't let you near my family, Smith. Can't let you hurt my family. What? Can't let you hurt my family. Huh? If you know, you know. If you don't know, get hit. But anyways, that's it for this live stream, this live episode. You know, I can't say I appreciate you guys for watching because don't look like nobody joined. But if it's not showing me and you did, I do appreciate you. But either way, I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.